Hey everybody, Marshall from Marshall's Miniatures here. Today we're going to be restoring this plagecaster that I got off eBay. This cost me about a tenner. Not tenner, sorry. Tenner posted, so five postage. We're going to start by stripping him. So all we're going to do is we're going to get some isopropyl alcohol. And that's just gone on the floor, that doesn't matter. So isopropyl alcohol in our little tub. I'm going to leave that in there, I'm going to fill it up, and I shall see you all once that's done. As you can see, we've managed to strip most of the paint off quite nicely. The only issues being with the paint being so thick, we have not been able to strip all the paint off. I've picked up a spare base, chuck him on. I'm going to prime him with Wraithbone, and I shall see you all at the next step. As you can see everyone, the figure's now primed. I'm going to start by taking Tainted Garden, which is a very dark, ochre, tan, sickly green paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to thin that down. So we've thinned that down. And we're going to apply it like a wash all over the entire model, just like so. It doesn't need to be very neat, it just needs to wash the model, get into the recesses. Obviously, we'll be going over it with some Deathwood Forest and some Death Guard Green. There we go. As you can see, we've covered the entire model and we're just going to sit and let that dry. Up next, we're going to take some Agrax Earthshade, not too much, and we're just going to start by putting that all over the armour, the entire model. All over. Make sure we cover all the armour panels, get it into the recesses. Yeah, we're just going to cover it, and I shall see you once that's done. Now that that's dry, we're going to take some Deathwood Forest. I've got to make sure I shake it up, and I'm just going to dry brush it all over the entire model. As you can see, just bring some green back into the armour. Well, these things fell off. I've got to fix that now. Oh dear. Just putting some green back into the armour. Up next, we're going to take some Death Guard Green, and that's just going to be dry brushed as well. Just like so. Oh, sorry. There we go. That is the base colour for the armour done. It's a nice dark sickly green. Okay, I think up next we're going to do the cowl over his head. And I'm going to start with a couple of purples, follow it up with a pinkish highlight. If I can get the purple out, and it's all over my finger. Oops. Right, let's pick out the brush for the job. And all we're going to do, we're going to put 2 layers of this purple all over the cowl, just like so. We're going to take our time with it so we don't spill any. And next step, we're going to take some 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 Violet, because the paint's not coming out too great, and we're just going to put that obviously on our purple areas, and we're going to be going back over it anyways, so we'll put this over and we shall tidy up after. So I just went off camera to do a couple of bits for my own sanity. We added the lilac and Genestealer purple to the purple itself, and we've highlighted it with that lilac, obviously. And I've just picked out that holster and the gold on the tassels. I'm just waiting for that to finish drying. I think next we should do the puff of smoke. I think I'm going to do it green. As you can see, we've got 2 greens at the back. Right, so we're going to start with our greens. I think what we should do is dark to bright and add a bit of smoke at the end. But we're going to cover it all just in case. It's quite a nice green actually. There we go. Yeah, that looks alright to me. We'll wait for that to dry. We're going to add a technical paint. Up next, we're going to get some data system glow, and we're just going to put that all over the puff of smoke. And now that that's dry, I'm going to get a dry brush, and I think I'm going to start with the lightest colour first. I'm just going to these 2 little boxes out of the way. The lightest colour, we're going to do that on the... Do I do it on the hand? Should I do it on the hand closer to him or further away from him? I'll just get the dry brush out and I shall see where I go. I think I've decided I'm just going to dry brush the entire thing. I believe that might be the easiest choice we have here. Nice little wet dry brush. Could be a bit messy here. Not everything has to be neat. Yeah, I've had a think. I think I want the smoke to be at the end. So that's where we're going to add the grey. But I think before that, we're going to get the emerald forest. And we're just going to dry brush it. No, actually, we might. Actually, no, we'll do the emerald forest. Now we've just added some emerald forest quickly. I'd say that looks alright. Next, we're going to jump to some celestia grey. As you can see, we dry brush the front to make it more prominent, and then we just gently go over the raised edges, and obviously it's a bit smoky now. I think the next on our agenda shall be the horns. I'm going to start by doing them all in skeleton. What is it? No, 𝐊𝐄𝐿. So I'll just check in it, and as you can see, 𝐊𝐄𝐿, right where these horns, tusks, etc. are. We are going to need 2 coats of it. It's been watered down slightly. And we're just going to cover it quite nicely. We might not need 2 coats on this specific area, but obviously if you do paint bone and it is watery, or you're finding it's not the colour you want it to be, then you can always do an extra layer. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Yeah, let's just see the next step. As you can see, we've put 𝐊𝐄𝐿 on all the bone areas. We are now going to go over that with some Seraphim Sepia. And obviously just for Seraphim Sepia, you're just going to wash the area like so. Not too much, you don't want it all to pile up, and yeah. Next we're going to take some Balthasar's gold and just start picking out the trim. Just like so. And then obviously you've got your details on the back, we're going to pick those out as well. Finally, I've got to figure out what colour I want to do the base. Now I'm thinking I go with some Mordant Earth. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some 𝐓𝐿𝐒 on first. Obviously I've got to sit and let that dry. And there we have it, that is the plagecaster done. I want to thank everyone who's tuned in, even if it's just for a little bit, it means a lot. I wish every single one of you the best, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye bye.